video tutorial on data description, more plotting options. This is part of Statistics 321 at Virginia Commonwealth University. We're going to continue on with the data set that we've been working on, which is the hr2.rvv data set. We're going to read it in and make sure it reads in okay. And here we are. What we're going to do next is we are going to do some basic plotting ideas with this to see what kind of other pictures we can come up with. And the big idea that we're going to do here is learn how to partition our plotting window. So that's going to be our big thing, so that we can put more than one plot on the same window. So our partition, our plotting window, and to do this, we just need one simple command. So we do par mf row equals c, and currently the default is 1, 1, and we're going to play with it to see what each one of these does. But just start off here with this cryptic thing. It means parameters. It says mainframe rows, and it says how do I want. This stands for 1 row and 1 column, so we might actually want to put that in there. In our comment, so C11 means 1 row and 1 column, and this is the default whenever you plot. So let's just plot something here real quick. Let's do the histogram of HR2 strength. If I can get it right, strength. And when I run this, you'll notice that only one histogram shows up, and there it is. Now, what if we wanted to put more than one on our picture? So what we can do is take our idea here and add another picture to it. But in order to do this, we're going to do 1 row and 2 columns. And let's do here hist HR2 $ dexterity. And if I run this, I'll get a very different picture. Notice that now I have on the same window 2 pictures here. Now for each picture, I'm going to have to doctor up the titles and whatever, but it's putting them on the same window here. So it allows us to represent more than one item on the same plot. So we can change this as well. Let's take this exact same thing. We're going to copy and we're going to paste it again, and then what happens if I make this 2 rows and 1 column? You can see what happens here. And notice it says figure margins too large, and it doesn't do anything because this is an RStudio problem. But if you're in regular R, this will actually put 2 rows in. So just keep that in mind. It's a problem with RStudio here. All right, but that doesn't mean we're not going to keep going here. So our idea is we can put more than one picture on at a time, so we can doctor each one of these up as well. So, for example, we might want to do our first one again that we did here with 1, 2, and let's start doctoring it up and adding some interesting features to it. So the first thing we might want to do is put in here main equal histogram of strength. And the next one is our X label, which will be strength. And same thing for dexterity. We do main equals histogram of dexterity. And our X label will be dexterity. So if I do this, this is what I should see. Is 2 of these, and now the plots are correct. They have nice titles on them. We can change their colors if we want. So we'll put a color on here. Let's make this one blue and the other one down here red. And when we run this, we get a blue and a red. And now, what's funny on this is once you partition the window, it's expecting to fill it one after the other. So it's already partitioned. So if I come up here and I run, let's just say this one, without resetting this parameter, what it does is it keeps the window broken up. So you can see here's our half of our window has this strength in it, and nothing is in the other half. So I can fill it however I want, but if you don't reset the parameters back, you'll always have this thing partitioned, at least until you start a new instance of R. Once you have a new instance of R running, it'll reset these things. All right, so let's put some other things on here, and let's see if we can make this work. So let's put in here points at, let's see, I want to put this point at along the x-axis. How about at the mean of strength? Okay, so HR2 strength, and we see if we can put a point on here, make the point character equals 3, and let's put the y as 0.0 or 0.1, and make the color equals red. See if we can add this point on here on our handy dandy picture. And when we zoom in, you can see we have a little mark here that's showing where the mean is. So this would be point character 3. We could do point character 2 if we want. So maybe we'll go back and do point character 2 just for fun. But you can see that you can really doctor these pictures up. And notice when I ran it this time, this is my old picture and it fills into the next space over here. So maybe I want to move that point down a little bit more, the character down a little bit more, maybe that much, see what that looks like. And I can keep doctoring these up until I get what I want. And here is our picture here. It has the mean in there. I can also put in the median if I wanted to. So why don't we do that as well? So put the median in here, copy and paste that thing, put in the median, and make this thing point character 3, and what goes against there that would probably stand out, maybe yellow would work. Probably not, but we'll give it a go because we haven't used yellow yet. We do this, when I zoom in, you can see where the mean is and where the median is if I wanted to add those to that picture. All right, and then the next thing we might want to do is do the same thing to the other. But just keep in mind that our pictures start looking funky as we go along here. Now, some fun things that we can do with this is, add more pictures. We can take and add points here with this one as well. Just remember, you'll often have to create a new plot every time you start again. So here I'm going to do, instead of strength, this would be dexterity. Again, and dexterity again. And let's see what all of this looks like together. So I'm going to come back up here, see if we can run it all at once. And notice we get both pictures on here at once. Both of them have the mean put on here, but this red is a little bit awkward. The yellow is fine. So maybe we don't want to do that as red. Maybe we'll make this one, let's say blue, just to be cheeky and have a little bit of creativity here. Give this a run. And this is what we get this time. Okay, so this allows us to keep adding to these things. Another quite common feature is to be able to play with these and put like a box plot next to a histogram or something like that. Scatter plots next to each other, next to a histogram. So there's lots of ways you can combine these together, but this is a way of describing data because you can put pictures together on the same frame. And that makes it really, really useful for when you have to create complicated graphics. Now notice this is the hard way of doing what we saw in the pairs plot. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so now that we're done with this video, we can move on to the next and start talking about random number generation.